Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to another video. If you don't know anything about me, I'm Jay. I'm a CEO of a small nonprofit and I love investing. All right, but today's video, what we're going to tackle is the pros and cons to Robinhood, the pros and cons to M1 Finance, as well as which app is better, and a little plug of, putting my money where my mouth is. Which one do I actually use? So stay tuned today. I appreciate it. So, if you're watching this video, that means one of two things. One, you're brand new in investing and we're trying to figure out what app you want to invest with. Or two, you are trying to figure out a new app because maybe something else that you're using is not working well, or you're just doing your research. Well, the first one we're going to discuss is Robinhood. Robinhood, it is the original no-cost trading app, right? It kind of came out and it changed the game, where when you buy a stock, you don't have to pay $3 to $50, depending on who you're working with or what app you're using. You don't have to do that. You buy it at no cost, and it brings it. Robinhood makes his money in other ways. All right, so that's what's cool and exciting about this one. And Robinhood trading app compared to M1 Finance is more designed for trading. All right, so remember, when you think about these two apps, also think about what type of investor that you are. All right, if you are a long-term investor, that's going to weigh in on this decision what app you use. If you are a short-term investor, if you are a day trader, that is also going to weigh in for which app you use. All right, so keep those things in mind, especially as we run through these points. But yeah, Robinhood is more designed for trading, which obviously benefits those short-term traders, right? Those day traders who might trade or you trade in a week or in a year or in a couple months, whatever it is. This app is more designed for you to do that. Okay, so this is the one that gets a check in that category and wins here. All right. Also, it has an update too. So for you long-term investors, for you dividend investors, that which I am. If you guys want to see the the DGI dividend growth income, you want to make sure you understand that this app has drip, and if you are a dividend investor, drip is important. Drip is important. All right, all that means is you're reinvesting your dividend income. All right, so when money comes in, say you have a stock, say you own AT&T, money comes in from the dividend for AT&T, it doesn't go straight to your bank account so you can buy whatever you're trying to buy with it. It gets reinvested, and that allows your money to compound. All right, it allows your money to grow. This is a super important part of dividend investing. Okay, so Robinhood has a little bit of both. More designed for the traders. It has made an upgrade so you can do the long-term investing, but keep that in mind. All right. Also, depending on what you're into, like say if you're not just looking into stocks, you're not just looking at ETFs, you may be into crypto. If you're into crypto, this is the app for you as well. Robinhood is the app for you. All right. So I'm not personally into crypto. I'm a slow, boring investor. Like the DGI. I like to get that dividend growth and just let that grow over time and just compound. So there's a lot of pros to Robinhood, especially since being the first one out. They had a lot of times to work a lot of the kinks, a lot of times to add what the users want, but they had a lot of time to do that. But they still have some issues with their app, and this is where the cons come in because their app is really known to crash. Their app is known to have problems. The app is known to have bugs, and this can be very, very frustrating when you're looking to trade stocks. You're looking to look at your account information, or the app's not working. That can be very frustrating when you're dealing with money or you're trying to make a timely move, especially if you're somebody who likes to make a decision on the spot when they're making short-term or short-term investing decisions. So that's something to keep in mind. That's definitely a downfall of Robinhood. All right. I'll tell you what, if you haven't started with Robinhood yet and you are liking the sound of Robinhood, they have a pretty good referral program. So if you look down in the description, you actually get a free stock. All right. They'll give you a random free stock from a couple dollars worth all the way up to something that's high dollar. All right. So if you're looking for something like Apple, Facebook, you might get lucky. Let me know what you get if you use the link. But there's a link down in the description. Use that if you're interested in getting started with Robinhood. Hey, we're getting through the video. Thanks for making it this far. Do me a favor, show some love, especially for the YouTube algorithm, and leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I got plenty more videos coming for you guys. I post regularly, at least once weekly. All right. Now, let's jump into M1 Finance. All right. M1 Finance also offers no cost trading. Remember what I said? Robinhood paved the way for these other apps, showing how it could be done, that it does work, and you can be successful with it. M1 Finance came on after that, jumped on the boat, and is also taking advantage. All right. So that's another bonus to both of these apps. This one, like Robinhood, was designed more for the short-term investor. M1 Finance definitely is designed for the long-term investor. Definitely designed for somebody who's going to put their money in the stock, not play the buy and sell game. They're going to sit on it, let their money grow, and enjoy it. Also for those the passive investor as well, the one who's not going to check their stocks every day, every week if they don't need to. They're going to let it sit there, whatever the market's doing. They're going to let it ride, and believe what your stock's going to do, your selection's going to do at the end of the day. Another thing that this stock has, actually Robinhood has too, is the ability to buy fractional shares. It's super important, especially for an investor who is just starting out. You get to buy fractional shares, which means instead of paying the full $2,000+ for Amazon stock, you can buy a stock for fraction. So I could put $50 in and get a piece of the Amazon stock. All right. A lot of these apps offer this now. So before, there's no more of the days where you had to have the full amount of the stock to buy it. All right. So essentially what you do now with fractional shares is if you put in $50 towards this $2,000, if there's a whole bunch of other people put in $50, $100, $200, they add it up, use that to buy one stock, and then give you a piece of it. So that is a big bonus. Remember, both of these apps do this. Robinhood and M1 Finance both do fractional shares. All right. And like I said, this is for the long-term investor. And a long-term investor, especially if you're into dividend income, this is where it really helps you out, because this allows you to reinvest dividends just like Drip and Robinhood. Reinvest those dividends. And I do this myself, and I would suggest it as well, is to make sure you are reinvesting those dividends. Don't take it out and until you're ready to make a move or use it for whatever reason, until you're ready to retire. Let that sit there. All right, let that money build up. Okay. Now, M1 Finance is a little unique. So Robinhood, you buy one stock, and you have a list of stocks, and you look at them all, right? M1 Finance uses a pie. Okay, so you pick all the stocks, ETF, bonds, whatever you're looking at, you pick all those, and you are able to put those into a pie, right? And you give different percentages to them. You assign different value to that pie, right? So if you value AT&T more than you value Apple, you can invest 8% of your total pie income into AT&T, only 3% in Apple if you want to, or you can do 20% of your bonds, 20% of your whole pie in the bonds, and the rest into ETFs and stocks. Whatever you want to do, this lets you do a design, so that way you're not constantly figuring out, trying to which stock should I buy now. You take your money, you dump it into that pie, and you just watch your money grow over time. And you can always adjust your portfolio. So whatever decision that you make, it is not the end of the world at the beginning, right? You can change that portfolio as you go. So if your interest, your stocks change, how you want to invest change, you can do that. Okay, if you want to add more of a certain sector, more of the technology or healthcare or consumer or whatever, you can do that later. All right, your pie doesn't have to be perfect at the beginning. And I guess for new investors, creating a pie can seem a little a little challenging, but they also have this cool feature which you get to use their template portfolio pies, right? So you get to look at a whole bunch of different pies based on what you want to do, right? How aggressive you want to, if you want to be into dividends, if you want to be looking into certain markets and stuff like that. You can choose from these template pies, and they'll get you started. You use those pies to get started, and then after that, You can customize it to your liking. That's another big benefit to M1 Finance. And the really cool thing is that it automatically rebalances, right? So, for example, if you have every stock at 10%, right? You have 10 stocks at 10%, which equals 100% for your portfolio pie. And you're investing in some of the stocks. One stock doesn't do well for a time period, goes down, and there's only 8% of your pie. Another stock does well and it moves up to 15% of your pie. When you put more money into that pie, it will automatically rebalance to try to get it to that structure that you like, depending on how much funds you put in, obviously. But if you get to that structure that you wanted at the beginning with 10% of everything, okay, just for example. But so that's another thing too, is that you don't have to constantly be like, all right, well, if I need to get this back to 10% because it fell, I need to put more money into it. How much money do I need to put into it? I'm not sure. Let me do some calculations. M1 Finance does all that for you. It's simply being consistent, dumping money in, and let it grow. One of the cons to M1 Finance now is you do not have the ability to invest in a cryptocurrency. So if that is your thing, this one is not for you if that's your main way of investing. But yeah, so again, if you like the sound of M1 Finance, they have a referral program. There is another link in the description, and you'll get $10 to start that portfolio that you've been thinking about to get this investing journey started. All right. Now, as I promised you, we're going to discuss which app is better. Right? Which app is better, Robinhood or M1 Finance? Keep in mind when you're making a decision the decision on which app is better for you, that you have to keep in mind what type of investor you want to be and what you want to invest in, right? If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, it's pretty easy that Robinhood is a better app for you, right? If you are looking to do dividend investing, M1 Finance is better for you, but they're comparable in a lot of ways. And the reality is, for me, I'm a dividend investor. So for me, and if you're doing the same thing, if you're long-term investing, M1 Finance is for you, okay? That is the better app when it comes to long-term investing. If you're looking for short-term investing, Robinhood is the answer for you, okay? So make sure you take into account what exactly you want to do. Be clear on your goals, so when you go in there, you can make some good decisions and you can make some money at the end of the day, okay? But again, for me, overall, M1 Finance is the better app, okay? It helps you with the long-term decisions. It has the set it, forget it. It has the fractional shares, just like Robinhood has. It has the ability to reinvest your dividends. That's what the app was primarily designed to do for the long-term investors anyway. It didn't have to add it later, such as Robinhood did, who added it much later. But they both have that ability as well. But M1 Finance is the way to go. Now, which one do I use? To be honest, I use both. You don't have to only choose one app when you're investing, especially when you get the ability to get these free stocks when you're using these referral programs where you get free money from M1 Finance. Why not just get the free funds and start it there and to play with both apps for a little bit? I experimented with both, and for me, my preference, M1 Finance is it. But I do use Robinhood. Even though both of my finances is in M1 Finance, I do use Robinhood as well. So, you can definitely get the benefits of using both, especially if you want to be a long-term investor, jump into M1 Finance, and then you decide that you want to play with cryptocurrency a little bit. You don't have to abandon M1 Finance. You can continue using M1 Finance and then go to Robinhood and purchase your cryptocurrency there. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for making it this far in the video. Congratulations, you did it. Let me know which one you'll be choosing in the comment section below, which one you like better if you're already into one of these. And stay healthy, take care. Until next time, focus pays dividends.